everybody. I'm going to channel Kryon today. I have a really great question. It's about loneliness. So I'm curious to see what Kryon has to share with all of us. I'm going to go ahead and read the question and then I'm going to get started. Okay. How do you deal with loneliness in a way that helps you feel whole, so you're not filling the void? As social creatures, how do we become content with holding our own hand or hugging ourselves when we need more than ourselves? I mean, that's really well put. So how do you deal with loneliness in a way that helps you feel whole, so you're not filling a void? As social creatures, how do we become content with holding our own hand or hugging ourselves when we need more than ourselves? I mean, that is the definition of feeling lonely right there. All right. I'm going to relax now. Thank you so much for asking this question. And let's see what Kryon has to share with all of us. Okay, this is a very interesting image and experience. My face is very, very close to a mirror, but the mirror is more made out of like a metallic rock. And the rock has all these lines in it. And I'm just sort of touching these different lines, and I can feel the grooves. And I can see my reflection, and it's extremely close to my face, but somehow it doesn't overwhelm my eyesight. And I almost feel like this wall is energy, like a bubble. But it also has density, so it feels as though it's really solidly there. But I also can feel the actual air. I'm sort of in the glove of the air that surrounds me. So I feel myself experiencing energy and myself within energy as I continue to touch this wall. And I'm starting to hear echoes inside myself, but they appear outside myself. And it sounds a bit like insanity. Like, where am I? What am I doing right now? Why am I here? When will I ever leave? When will I ever get to go home? And I keep like stroking these little like lines on the wall, and I'm just having this like very weird conversation. Like, it sounds kind of like that, and it sounds a little bit like insanity at the same time. But I'm talking to myself, inside myself, stroking the wall. It's just little tiny little strokes of the lines on the wall. And it's almost becoming an obsession with myself. And it's starting to become an extreme obsession. And I hear, "Stop it!" really loud, okay? And I feel like I'm a soul trapped. And I can't get out of a box that I am stuck in, inside, with me. And I'm trying not to lose my mind. I'm trying to feel safe with myself. I'm trying to feel safe with time. I'm trying to feel safe with space. I'm trying to feel safe with my existence. And I'm starting to become full of hate because I can't change the circumstances of too much separation. It's literally separation. It feels like I don't want to be with me. I don't want to be with me. And this starts to become interdimensionally experienced. So now I'm inside of a box, but this is being projected millions of times. Recreated this moment. Where am I? Why am I? What am I doing? What am I doing this right now? And this need to touch the many lines on this metallic wall that is also a bubble. And I feel the energy of the air just sort of hugging me on all places, but I'm losing my mind. And this is going on and 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 on. The soul learning how to cope with separation is the most extraordinary discovery of love that the soul will ever find. The love of self, without the need for others to love the self. Approval, complete and utter utopia within the spirit of one's own soul is the living energy of all. But through the complexities of the way our mind translates our reality, it feels like emptiness. It feels like we're the only voice, the only sound, the only frequency in this world, in the universe even. And we don't want to listen to that broken record of our own energy over and over and over and over and over as it interdimensionally splits trillions of times, overlapping the echo of what becomes almost insanity, being alone, pure loneliness. It is what we want out there, what already exists inside here. So how do you turn that energy inside out? What's interesting is, how do you set yourself free from yourself? Imprisonment with yourself isn't imprisonment at all. It's wonderful. He's dropping the veil. And now you're suddenly exposed to so many eyes you can't even imagine. You're going to feel naked. And you're going to feel ashamed. And you're going to feel weird. And you're going to feel stupid. And then you're going to wonder. Because now when all these eyes and personalities and beings are looking at you, what is your meaning? What do you mean now? When you're surrounded by so many diverse opinions, diverse voices, diverse memories, diverse identities. Now you're an identity amidst identities. So who are you now? The only way to truly know yourself is to be with yourself. Because we can be so influenced. I mean, I see that as wonderful, but also as potentially contaminating, if you want to put it that way. I see this one who is working on coping with complete disconnect from socialization, interaction, sharing, the silence, the time. Now surrounded by people, has to cope with a different form of self-discovery. And it's quite overwhelming. I don't know if that's because I'm looking through the lens of someone who's been so cut off, or if it always is like this. You just get used to it. But you can lose your identity in the swarm of identities and trying to decide which one you like best. I like this about this person and that about that person and this and that about those people, and now I'm going to be like them. So then who are you? Who are you, actually? You're those people? You're a collage of those people? Or who are you? Actually, who are you? You become your own when you are on your own. And to take pride in the time that you have with yourself. To find the beauty of who you are, not the suffering of what you think you want. What you can have when it's just you can be so extraordinary. Don't discredit that time. And so I say to Kryon, how do you just emotionally feel okay with that? Then you want to share your life with somebody and you have nobody but yourself, so you're sharing your life with yourself. Therefore, you are the lover. Holding your own hand, hugging yourself, supporting you as you have to carry the heavy burdens on your own shoulder without any support, no family or friends or companion even. How do you emotionally work through that, loving yourself the entire way and taking pride in carrying all of that human experience alone? He says, slow down. He says, do less. And get to know yourself through a slow and steady process, as to not overwhelm yourself. And he's showing me how delightful and fun it can be. He shows me someone who buys a house, and it's just them and their house. And they're deciding how they will paint the walls, and they're talking to themselves, and they're laughing even to themselves, and they're excited to go with themselves to pick out the paint that they like, and they don't have to decide how to be flexible with the colors, because they get to have it their way. It's their house. And I see this one enjoying every moment, painting the walls for themselves and being so proud of their effort. And I say, well, they have no one to share it with. And he shows me what it feels like to take pride in oneself and that glorious feeling of just saying, wow, I love me for that color and the time and effort to paint this wall in this house that is my project, that is my home, that is my sanctuary, that is going to be my healing space. He shows me how, when you are cut off, so to speak, alone or lonely, how you can turn that energy inside out and actually have fun with it. You have fun with it by finding out what you like and giving yourself gifts and having fun and receiving those gifts and participating in those experiences with yourself. He shows me times where it's going to be hard, and you hold yourself and cry, because being human is a social experience. And if there isn't anyone to hold you, it's okay to acknowledge how it feels sometimes to want another soul there to be with you. And it's all about love. It's love. And now you are loving yourself as you are comforting yourself through this emotional moment. And now loving yourself that much more. Because you know how to love yourself in this moment better. You know all the right words to say. You know all the things that cheer you up. He shows me something even more extraordinary. The more time that you spend with just yourself, you expand vibrationally, consciously. Expand, you grow beyond your form, your race even. Because you're not influenced by your race. You're not influenced by your collective. You are inspired by yourself. You're tapping into yourself. You're tapping into your higher self. But more than that, because you're what is an extraordinary tree of interconnected branches with extraordinary selves and soulmates and souls in all times and all places and on and on and on. And you're filling your life with the enrichment of so much more that would be hard to connect with the influence of so many people living at the vibration of what is the collective norm. To truly grow outside the box of your society and your collective norm, you will go off and you will be alone. And you will work through that process and that experience, and now you will become different than everybody else. And now you will bring an enrichment to the world that this world is unfamiliar with, because you will be unique. He shows me techniques to work with just yourself, to enrich a life of being alone, and how that creates extraordinary individuals in our society. How to turn those feelings inside out from suffering into insanity, into joy and love of self, expansion, transformation, going beyond the collective normal. He's smiling, and he knows that you get him. He knows I get him. He knows we get him, okay? He's smiling. He's like, yes, you get me. You know what I'm talking about. It's like he doesn't have to say anything else. Like, drop the mic. He's like beaming, like really proud of himself. He's excited. Because he's touching the hearts of our world. And that is what means so much to Kryon, is touching the hearts of our world, helping people here on planet Earth. He is such a loving, extraordinary being. He is a one-of-a-kind being. I've never felt a soul consciousness on the same level as him. He is one of a kind. And maybe that says something about Kryon's own journey, learning how to love himself, maybe even lifetimes being completely alone, to grow different from other souls, to grow in his own way. There's no comparison. Vibrationally, I've not felt any soul even close to what Kryon feels like. I'm just giving him a big hug and thanking him for sharing this message with all of us and just sharing his love with all of us. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. If any of you are interested in exploring a psychic session with me, please visit me at my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. I also have 2 other YouTube channels, Abbey Psychic Services and Zodiac Energy Reading, so come check me out there. And I'm also on Patreon. And if you're interested in joining my Patreon community, you can do so at patreon.com/abbynormalswisdomquest. All right, thank you all so much for watching and have an awesome day.